Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and the Storehouse Media Group podcast with our host, Sherrie from Storehouse Media. Hi, Sherrie. How are you?
I am good, Neil. Thank you for asking. And I'm really eager to talk to today's guest, Lisa Morton. Welcome, Lisa.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Well, we love having you here because I'm super eager to learn about what you do. You're a Feng Shui Master, which
Feng
is
Shui.
in itself interesting, but you're also an interior designer and you combine the two of them. So you've been doing for 20 plus years, you've been transforming homes and business and even luxury private aircraft interiors. And you help women transform their lives by harmonizing near their living space. And your tagline, I think it's a tagline, is design that looks beautiful, functions better, and feels unmistakably alive. Feng Shui plus intuitive design you can actually live with. So this is just super interesting. Like you hear interior design, you hear that's kind of a martial arts. Is that a martial arts form?
No, but I had someone ask if it was Chinese food once.
Oh, okay. Well, I know it's like a wind. It's a combination of the wind and calm and all that. And to do that, I mean, I can see that. So how did you get into that?
So I went to design school, got out, and quickly fell into my dream job of designing private jet interiors. I was traveling the world, meeting with outrageous people, and working on outrageous 40, $50 million jets. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Uh, it was a great experience until it wasn't. After multiple years, 7 years of kind of being on call and my job being my life, I hit burnout. I hit burnout hard, and it was a really rough time. I had to leave my dream job, to be honest. I was really struggling with my health and well-being, specifically my mental health. And so I'm thinking, oh gosh, what am I going to do? Well, I started my own residential design business because I could design anything. I just knew design so well and I could do it. And so that was a great option. But then I started exploring, I was going through my own healing journey of I was meditating every day. I was doing yoga. I was walking. I altered my diet. But it was interesting. It wasn't until I looked at my environment, looked at the things around me, the colors, the patterns, the textures, the imagery, that I had this aha moment. And so I'm like, okay, I'm meant to look deeper in spaces beyond the aesthetics, beyond functionality, and really dive deep. And so I started studying feng shui back in 2010 and did 4 different certifications over the years, became a master teacher last year, and I believe this transformed my life, and now I get to help people all over the world do the same.
Wow. I think this is interesting because you found your passion and now you're teaching people it and educating people as well who might not know about it, right?
Yeah, it's something new. And I always say it's just, if nothing else, it's a great way to look at your home with that different set of lenses because we just walk through our homes if sometimes feels like it's just a container or just a backdrop for our lives, but it's really influencing who we are every single day.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Yeah.
I imagine that you've walked into some homes that are quite chaotic, have you? And you apply. Do you get your creativity from that, from feng shui?
I've always been a creative person, but what's really interesting is I don't necessarily go into homes that are chaotic. Most of my clients are going through something big. So that could be something fantastic, like they're just starting their family and or they just moved into their home or built their dream home or they're starting their business, right? Something big they're going to take on. There's the other side where people are going through divorce. People are going through illness, loss of a family member, some really heavy emotions attached, and they need some support. And so for me, it's really an honor to be able to go in there and help them set up their space to actually feel supported while they're going through these experiences.
Wow. Sherry, what do you think of your design? Like when you say feng shui and say, oh, by the way, do you think like that? So that's the question. Sherry, what designs do you like in the home? I can't, if I started bringing things like that up, it'd be a different story. But go ahead, Sherry.
Oh, I like calm. I like clean. I like I do not like clutter. It just has an effect on my brain. And yeah, I just moved, so I'm like struggling to get through the clutter. And and I was talking to somebody earlier, and it's like, I work on my house like I work on a book.
Mm.
Put like with like, and themes, certain themes and messages with, I mean, I know it's crazy, but that's the way my mind thinks. So if I go to my closet and I'm organizing it, I've got to think, okay, let's put like with like, let's put, summer and spring, when all that stuff. So I don't like clutter at all. And I really probably probably not a good way, but I do like to get rid of it as much as possible because it just helps me think.
I
But I
love
can
that.
imagine, I've been in houses that, you walk in and it's so chaotic. You're just like, oh my gosh, it
Mhm.
just, you just wonder how people can think clearly in those homes.
Our homes are really mirrors, right? They reflect what's going on in our life. So a lot of
Mhm.
those people might be struggling with a lot of chaos in their life. People who have a more peaceful, calm home, they're probably going to be a little more calm, peaceful people and have more calm lives. It's so interesting when you can start looking at the colors and the patterns and the artwork, what they're looking at every day. Do they have a view of nature, or is it just televisions and screens everywhere? I think it's really interesting. You have a lot of blue, you're wearing blue, you have a lot of blue. And I always kind of associate blue with like a kind of a clean, fresh feeling, right? But in Feng Shui, it connects to the water element. We have a 5 element system: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And water is all about creativity and flow and intuition and inspiration. And I feel like the blue surrounding you, blue that you're wearing, is just so spot on for the little bit of your personality that I'm picking up.
Right.
Pretty fun.
So,
Right.
what do you recommend for to have a calm home? Like what kind of
Mm.
design, things like that?
Mm. So we want to bring in a lot of earth element. I don't
Mhm.
think there's a home out there these days that can't benefit from the earth element. So the earth element in feng shui would be the colors of beige, tan, brown, chocolates, yellow, any type of natural materials from the earth. If you have a granite countertop, then you're a step ahead, right? Tile floors, maybe some clay pottery, or artwork showing a landscape. This puts our body at peace. This brings stability and a sense of grounding. And we have such busy lives. We're constantly going. We're constantly getting a ding from our phone or a phone call from someone, or someone else needs us, right? And I just think we are going so much. Our bodies are craving any support in getting grounded and getting stable and feeling your feet on the earth. So I love the earth element.
I do too. And I think it's all relative as well. Like, what is it that grounds you? Like, me, it's clean and organized. Another person, they may be just fine not having clean organized, but this over here matters, which doesn't matter to me. It's all relative. But what is it? One woman I talked to, she's like, I love plants, but I kill everything. Everything I touch, I kill. So my house is full of fake plants, and it is, and that's what makes her happy.
Hmm.
So I think it's all a matter of, how do you function and what's relative to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because that's where I feel my work is I feel so special and so connected to my work, right? Because I come from a design world and I want it to be beautiful and I want it to function for you. I struggled years ago when I first started studying feng shui because so over time, like anything, they've developed different schools or sects or styles, right? And there are some that are pretty strict. I mean, you are not allowed to have a fake plant in your home, period, the
Mm.
end. And I just don't subscribe to that. I think we all need something different. And if we're craving something, we need to recognize and listen to that. Um, I have clients who they travel on business. They can't bring natural living plants into their home. We have to come up with something else, whether that is a beautiful silk floral arrangement that they love, that makes them feel beautiful when they look at it. It's not grandma's dusty flowers, right? Or maybe some sort of artwork depicting, a watercolor of some flowers, right? Or greenery. When we can bring those things in, that can really make us feel good. And again, I think it goes back to what you need for your body and the activity in the space. That's another layer in here too, is thinking about what it is the activity in the space. Is it a calming, peaceful relaxation space? Or is it a more active game room for the kids? And then we balance the energy for that activity, right? I always joke about a spa feels very calming and peaceful, and a casino is very high energy, very active. Well, if we painted the casino beige and turned off all the music, it would be really boring, right?
So, do you want a high active house like that? Do you design them? No, no way.
Well, let me tell you, when I have 5 kids, when I have 5 kids, you talk about chaos, come to my house. You could find chaos easily. I loved it. I loved the energy. I loved the
Okay.
kids. It was great, and so, but now I'm older and the kids are all grown and all
Mhm.
this. And so it's different, but you needed chaos. All you need to do is
That
come
is
see
so
me.
fun. I love that you recognize that too. And also then we go through shifts, right? We're not meant to stay the same. And our home is not meant just because we designed it in 1990 and put in whatever color wall color does not mean it needs to stay that way continually or even wait a decade and then redecorate, right? Continually tweak your home. I encourage my clients to even throughout the year. Like add in little tweaks. If you feel your life shifting a little bit, maybe your kids go off to college and you need less durable, cleanable items, maybe you grab a beautiful, luxurious faux fur throw to put across your sofa as something a little more elevated, right? And you know, bring in little things. It doesn't have to be a remodel. It doesn't have to be a huge expense. I always say shop your home because a lot of the things that I recommend to my clients, they already have. They don't have to invest in more things.
Yeah. Well, they say your home's your castle, right?
Yep.
Your refuge.
I would say
Yeah.
your home is, right, it's telling you who you are and what's important to you, right? It's reflecting that back. But then it's also telling you who you're working towards tomorrow. So if you add that layer in, it's kind of an aha moment. Like, is my home sending me in the right direction or
Right.
is it holding me back? And so I'm feeling frozen.
And that frozen feeling is not a fun feeling.
Mm-mm.
So, what do you recommend? So, like with your clients, looking at what is going to be the best home, do you want to work with people that want a peaceful, calm home, or do you design things based on their personalities?
It's exactly what they want because I mean I like to encourage everyone to have some sort of peaceful, quiet space in their home. But if they generally do like more active, fun energy and bright colors, then we can work with that. Um, but a lot of my work, while I call it design, a lot of my work is just more digging into the feng shui and looking at how the energy is flowing in their home or isn't. And that can be huge before you think about redecorating or remodeling. Just looking, is it in alignment? Is it not? Because we buy a home and we move into it or we build it, we don't always understand how the home is, how the energy flows through the home, how it might not be, and how that's influencing our lives. And we have this tool called a Bagua map. And Bagua means 8 sections, and then there's a ninth center section. And I use this map over top of a floor plan. So this is really fun. I get to work with clients all over the world because so much of it can be done virtually. And so when I look at this map, I've done this for so long and I've been working in home interiors for so long. I can look at it and see what's happening in your life. You're struggling financially, or your relationships are not working out for you, or you might have some health things going on, or your career, your day to day is just feeling stuck. And
Yeah.
so it's really fascinating to dig into that. And then, everybody calls me because, oh, I'm doing a remodel and I want to make sure my house is laid out right. It's never about the remodel. It's always about something much deeper, typically emotional.
That's
Mm.
really interesting, and I can see that. It's like you say, it's a mirror.
Hmm.
When I had my kids, it was cat. I loved it. I thrived. I had animals too, and so I loved it. But now, like you change, and it's you won't call, and but I still love being around my kids, and now they got their crazy homes, and I
How
love
fun.
being there too.
That's nice. That's perfect.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
So, what are the first steps people should look at when they're designing
Mm.
their house?
Mm.
They're decorating and all that in the house. Yeah.
Mm. The first thing is look at the front door.
Mhm.
We so often come and go through the garage, right? And we don't even look at our front door. When was the last time you went to your front door beyond to get a package that was delivered, right? And left at the front step. Use your front door. Make it function well. I
Mhm.
had a client not too long ago who literally had a chest put in front of the front door. It was an older home and they used the side entrance. This room was a little bizarre, and so she thought the best place for this big cabinet was to just close off the front door. In the feng shui world, this is closing off this mouth of qi. So the front door is the mouth of qi where energy comes into your space. It's important to keep that flowing for new opportunities and new things to come your way. Um, but just even from a design standpoint, we want it to be welcoming. Make sure it's
Yes.
well lit. Make sure the front stoop is swept off and there's maybe some fresh flowers or something beautiful to welcome people. And please, please make sure that the numbers to your home are visible. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a client's home and I mean, it was not too long ago. I literally saw a mail carrier up the street and had to flag them down to help me
Oh
figure out
no.
what house I was going to.
Oh no.
Thank
And
goodness there
that's
was
the
the
thing.
mail
So
carrier there.
so you think that in design is definitely showing your number. And do you want also some personalization when you're
Yes,
designing?
show who you are, show what you're about. If you love bright, bold colors, maybe you want to bring in that to your door coloring or just a beautiful wreath outside, some bold, fun flowers. Maybe you like something a little more peaceful and calm and you want a water fountain trickling just outside and really create this as an experience. And I also tell people use your front door even if you come and go through your garage, come up with a reason to use the front door. So this could be putting the dog leash
Mm.
in the coat closet next to the front door so you do
Mhm.
your morning walk with your dog out the front door, or maybe you go on your evening jog, put your running shoes by the coat closet. So you can get that door moving and you can also experience what it's like to come into that very important entry.
Mhm.
Or having rocking chairs on the front porch.
Yes, and some pretty pillows, maybe a throw across the back.
I would tell you, I'll go by houses and they'll have these welcome signs or flowers or something. And you just look at you're like, I bet the inside of that house is just so warm,
Mhm.
and inviting, because if their front porch is inviting.
Yes.
Right, right,
And then
exactly.
they're going to be inviting too and probably offer you a cup of tea the second you arrive. Hmm.
Yeah.
It's all about setting that precedence and setting that intention for your guests to come in and feel welcomed and feel, as the like you want them to be there. You want them to have a wonderful experience in your home. But also we want to do that for ourselves.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's so
So,
interesting.
Sherry, what do you think with moving into the two new homes you're in now? What are you looking at design wise and decorating now once you get everything unpacked?
Well, That's a great question. And then I'm just trying to get unpacked. I like things where they're at because right now I feel like I spent a lot of time looking for stuff. And my mom would always say, every place has a place, each thing has a place. So, trying to get that, but I'm more, I don't want to say modern, I don't want to say traditional, just, clean lines, clean cut,
Hmm.
light colors. I like the light colors.
Nice.
And you know, that's what I like because I think as you get older, you really like I remember I had this candle that I got and it says, every time I drive down the road, I have to turn the radio down so I can find, look at what I'm, make sure I'm seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. You turn the radio down. That's me. Like I turn the radio down so I can see, what I'm going to go into. So that's pretty much want to cut the radio down, not literally because I love music, but the radio down so I can see what I'm doing, and then I can function. I can just soar.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking at now. That's another house because my kids are involved. It becomes a little bit more energy. So I like that too. I like the switch in dynamics. It's almost like this a change in seasons.
Mm. I always recommend for anyone moving, well, two things I'll recommend. One is to set up your bed and bedroom first because you have to sleep. If you're not sleeping, you're not going to have the energy to do the unpacking, to make the decisions of what goes where. But then also, following feng shui, I recommend everyone moving into a new home to get a plant, a house plant. If you're okay and you have a green thumb, or you want to at least try, plants are wonderful and help us connect to that space just a little bit quicker. So any of my clients that are moving, they always get a house plant from me.
Oh, I love that. I have to look
Hmm.
at that.
Do you
It's
work with more
nurturing.
clients near you or do you work virtually too?
So most of my work, 99% of all my work is virtual. I get to work with clients in Australia and the UK and but all over the States as well and Canada, because there is so much I can do virtually. And yeah, so it is a delight to be able to meet so many interesting, unique people and help them with whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you come across a lot of different personalities in a lot of different situations. I mean, probably everything is different.
Mhm.
Everything. I can't imagine there being similarities there because people are so different.
The similarity I get is I ask them, well, the similarity, there's two. There's one is is they come to me because they want to remodel, they're redecorating or something. And again, I said earlier, like that's never the reason of it's always something deeper. Um, but then the other side is I have a long intake form for my new clients to complete. And I want to know about how they feel in their spaces, what rooms make them feel good, what rooms maybe they don't feel so good in. And then I also ask them about their goals. And it's always hilarious because I want to know what your goals are. And their goals are, oh, I just want it to feel really good. And I can appreciate them wanting to be humble and everything, but I really want to know what your goals are. Do you want to make X amount of dollars this year? Do you want to get your new dream job? Are you looking for a partner in life, right? Because then we can set up what I love about feng shui is we can set up these cues throughout your home to help you get there a little easier. It's just these little reminders of what you're working towards.
Hmm, that's interesting.
It's a lot of fun. And also it feels good, right? If you're working towards a dream goal of something and you have the visual representation. So maybe you're looking for that partner and we bring in a piece of artwork that depicts a woman and a man at a cafe in Paris having, sipping on cappuccinos together on a trip, right? Like little moments like that can really lift your day and beyond the energetic aspect. It's delightful to look at.
I can imagine. For me, at the end of the day, and just being, in a uh your home and it's clean and you have, like unpacking my closet. Like when I did that was so like, wow, I think I've just lost 50 pounds. It was so, the sense of accomplishment for one thing, but also the organizational issues as well.
Hmm.
So I can see how that just affects your environment. It just
Mm.
affects your mood.
Clutter brings on so many emotions,
Yeah.
anxiety, depression, a
I believe
lot of
that.
heavy things.
Why is this, and why do people have that clutter? What do you think it is? What
It's
causes them to want that clutter and can live with it?
it's a lot of fear. What if
Mm,
I'm not supported in the future, right?
mm.
I mean, I just led a workshop online and we were talking about this and we were talking about I'm like think about those bizarre things you'd have. Like I've been a vegetarian for 20 years and I was going through my utensil drawer the other day. I have a turkey baster. I haven't cooked a turkey ever probably. Like why do I have a turkey baster? I'm never going to use it. I don't need it, right? Time to donate. Um so it's a mind-boggling some of these things we keep because maybe we think we might need it someday, or maybe because you know your grandmother gave you something. And sure, I'm not never one to tell people to get rid of any family heirlooms if they love things, but if you're keeping something just because you think you have to, I believe that when someone gifts you something, they want you to enjoy it for a while and then you can eventually move on. They don't expect you to keep it forever.
Right. That's
Ever is
not
a very long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So and that's just getting through stuff, not having as much stuff. You don't like homes that have lots of furniture. You want to have space, right? In that
Yeah,
process. Hmm.
you need to have some room for energy to move, for people to move, right? When it's too cluttered, it feels claustrophobic. You feel stuck and you feel
Yeah.
stagnant. And then the mirror, right? You can feel stuck and stagnant in your life.
And I think when you see a cluttered spot, so not have things cluttered, make it simple, keep it simple, and have a home that you can take care of. Meaning, if you can't take care of all of it, have a smaller home, downsize.
I like that. Yeah. I would say that be mindful of what you bring in and what you have in your home and make sure that it's worthy of being there. This is your home where you rest your body, you rejuvenate your body. You might snuggle with your children or your dogs or whatever. You host parties for those special people in your life, right? Be mindful and make sure everything is worthy of being in your environment. And if it's not, I mean, I'm not one to throw stuff in the landfill, but you can't donate it. Sometimes it is time for the landfill, but you can't. There are so many rescue organizations for animals, shelters, so many different organizations that you can donate to. So donate what you can. Because I had a client that had like 17 coats. And I was like, do you need 17 coats? I mean, I kind of like to collect jackets myself, and I have too many, but I don't have 17. And I'm talking to her and I'm thinking, there's someone out there who doesn't have a coat.
No, that's right.
So when you kind of think of it that way, sometimes it's easier to let a few go.
I'm surprised that you do mostly online. I
Yeah.
would have thought you'd be doing lots locally, where you're going into the homes and really observing those things in the design and looking at that.
I did that for a very long time. And then um, I think a lot of it is also intuitive. It's learned experience. It's being in so many homes, so many environments, and working with people. And then also, you know, I can look at a floor plan and just grasp something rather quick. Photos, we'll do Zoom calls. I might ask for a list of photos. I ask for a floor plan drawing, whether that's something the builder might have given them, or they can even do a hand sketch and we'll go from there. There's also Google Earth, which is very helpful. Um, because we also want to be mindful of what's going on outside of the structure. Okay, so do we have a busy highway off to one side? Or maybe you're in an apartment building, or maybe you have a large property with a pond, right? And so it's important to look at what's going on outside of the structure, with the lay of the land, what that looks like, because that affects the inside as well.
Hmm. All right. Sherry, anything else to add? We got so much information on design. It was very impressive. Good, Sherry. Finishing up.
It was, and I just love what you designers do because you walk into places and you look around, you're like, yeah, this was professionally done. And I don't know, it's just interesting to talk to somebody who does it and
Mm,
where you get your creativity from.
yeah.
My mom used to always say, it's just take four walls. It's just four walls. Now what are you gonna do with it?
Mm.
And she was good at it. I didn't get those genes, but
Well, I always say have fun with it, right? Don't stress over the social media posts or the news articles you might read about this is on trend, this is out of style. Make sure you do this, don't do that. Follow what you truly love and what makes you feel at home and comforted, because unless you're expecting HGTV to come and photograph your house, who cares what the trends are? The key is for you to love your space. Now, I do suggest being mindful for resale value, but just create a space that you truly love and makes you feel really good.
Mm. Anything else to add? Sure.
no, this was really good. Thank you, Lisa.
We really appreciate it. Best place we can go again?
To my website, purelivingwithlisamorton.com.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. And for
Thank
all things podcasting, publishing, and social media, go to storehousemediagroup.com. Appreciate it, guys. That was the special simulcast, Neil Haley Show, and the Storehouse Media